Hi there, everybody. I'm Miss Weisberg, and this is...
Hey, I'm Miss Vaught.
And we are going to take a few minutes to go over some important summer information for you guys. I have shared my screen. I'm also going to share this document with you that kind of walks through our technique classes, our summer camp, our practice wear fitting, and our mandatory meeting that we're having on Thursday. We are super excited that our Highstepper and StarDancer dance family is going to be 63 strong this next year. We're anticipating having our strongest year ever and can't wait to get this kicked off. Anything you want to add?
I think I'm good. You go.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and launch into, I've shared my screen with this document that says Highstepper and StarDancer summer information. So we're going to start with the technique classes just because that's the first thing we kind of start with. Just so you know my philosophy, we've really worked hard over the past several years to ensure that if we're going to ask you to invest money in something for your student and your dancer, we're going to make sure it's worth their while and worth your while. So whereas a lot of drill teams invest in a lot of material things such as practice wear and things like that, we invest your money into instruction, which is going to make your dancer better in the long run. And one of those areas is through our technique classes. And our dancers are all required to take mandatory technique all year long. So you're essentially going to receive a year's worth of technique for $405 total, which if you kind of do the math on that, it ends up being about $35 a month, which if you try to go to any dance studio here or in the Metroplex, it's going to be way more expensive than that. So instead of making you go out and find a dance studio, we're bringing the dance studio and the professional instruction to you. These classes focus solely on flexibility, turns, and leap skills and tricks. We're starting to dip our foot into the NDA arena, so we've started doing some acro skills more than what we have in the past, so we touch on some of those skills as well. So if you look, my first bullets, just to remind you that this is mandatory for all our StarDancers and Highsteppers. These payments are broken up into 3 payments of $135. So the first payment will be due when you arrive at your first class, which will be in the next 2 weeks. You'll have a second payment due on September 1st, and then the final payment of $135 is due on January 1st. All these payments are made directly to our instructor, who is Miss Erica McNeil. She is the artistic director for our group. She does choreography, she does technique, and so we just pay her directly. So I've listed for you the way that you can make your payments. You can either pay her through Venmo, by check, or cash, and I've included her Venmo address. There is a late fee of $25 that is assessed on any payments that are later than 7 days late. If you need to make payment arrangements, because we do realize that we have families that may be in get paid at different times of the month, have different bills or emergencies that come up, and they need to make arrangements. We just ask that you communicate. If you don't communicate, we don't know, and we can't help you. We can't help you with what it is that you need. So I've been doing this 20 years. She's been doing this equally as long. Ms. Vought's a little bit newer, but she understands. She went through this program when she was in high school as well. We understand that things happen, and we're here to help make this experience great. So if and when you need to make additional arrangements as far as payments are concerned, you need to either drop us an email or contact Erica and let her know so that we can help you out and make sure you're taken care of. And then you don't take the chance of accruing late fees and late fees and late fees. You don't want to do that. There are going to be 3 sections of technique. There'll be a Highstepper Technique Black, Highstepper Technique Gold, and StarDancer Technique. We will send out an email this next week on which class your particular dancer will be in. And then when we list these dates and times in Charm's calendar, they will be listed by those titles. So StarDancer Technique, Highstepper Black, Highstepper Gold, and so they can go to those classes. If, for some reason, you have a dancer that needs to miss a class, they may attend a class that's not theirs as a makeup. So if I'm a StarDancer and I miss my class this week and I need to make that class up, I can go to the StarDancer class the following week and then one of the Highstepper classes to make up the class I missed. Like I said, we will set these dates and times in Charm so that you have access to that calendar at all times so that you know when your dancer is expected to be at class. Okay, our expectation is that if there is going to be an absent, because we know, especially during the summer months, people travel, we've got all different things going on. We expect for people to miss classes. We just expect you to email the directors, both directors, Ms. Vaught and myself, and text your officer to let them know before the class, not after. We don't want to contact you. It's your responsibility as a dancer to let us know ahead of time. I'm out of town on vacation. I'm going to miss my technique class this week. Once you do miss a technique class, you have 2 weeks to make up those classes, any class that's been missed. If that class is not made up or arrangements are not made to make up a class, any dancer will be put on performance probation until those classes are made up. This is your money, parents. This is an investment in your child. We want to be sure that you get your money's worth and they get the instruction they need to be successful and better. So we are really going to push that if we miss a class, we make up a class. Because once they start to miss, it's real hard to get them back in the habit of going. So it's super important that you get your money's worth and your kids get the best instruction possible. Like I said earlier, these classes are solely for flexibility, turns, leaps, and tricks. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over real quick to Ms. Vaught. She's going to talk a little bit about summer camp.
Hello. Okay, summer camp is mandatory for all dancers. We have the dates up in Charms. We'll kind of walk you through that at the end, or that's next actually. The dates are July 18th through the 22nd and July 25th through the 29th. The camp fee is going to be due on July 18th. It is $250 per dancer. Fees can be made payable to Erica McNeil. We learn all of our contest season, football, pep rally stuff during these 2 weeks. It is long, so you will want to make sure that you have the whole day blocked off, but we will post dates and times in the Charms calendar for y'all. So now we're going to walk you through Charms. We sent out an email yesterday about how to set up your account.
Yes, so Charms is kind of your save-all. If you have not taken the time, if you're new to our group and our family, if you've not taken the time to set up your account and your personal information, you need to do so ASAP. You will not receive any emails. You will not have access to the calendar. You will not have access to financial information. You will not be able to volunteer for any activities that we have going on unless that count is correct and up to date. We as directors do not go in and update with email changes or email addresses. You have access to that to add any adult, to add anybody else that needs to be added to your dancer's account, and we expect for y'all to keep that current and accurate. And we do send our emails through Charms. Our boosters send emails through Charms. Our yearly calendar is there, so there's never an excuse for someone not to know we had an event or not to know that something was there, because we are really good. We're in the process of getting our full calendar in there right now. It will be in and locked by the time we leave school next week, so you will know in advance when your Highstepper and StarDancer activities are. Our emails come through that. We are frequent emailers, so you want to be sure that that information is up to date and accurate. What else? Okay, so now we're going to flip through to the practice wear, because that information is coming out tomorrow.
Okay, our practice wear fitting goes through Mary Willis. She is going to send out a video on Wednesday, well, tomorrow, the 18th, and she'll give you all the information on how normally we go over to her house, and then she'll fit you for your practice wear and then get it all ordered for you. She'll email out an order form, I believe. She'll walk you through how to do that.
Yeah, she'll walk you through on the video tutorial tomorrow. That is the other major expense for all dancers in both groups, is the practice wear. That is what we wear daily. It's super important that we are uniform when we rehearse, so that we're able to get our dancers as clean as possible and help them look as much like a cohesive team as we can. And these are items that we can't reuse here on campus. So that kind of takes me to the next bullet point, which is the mandatory meeting. We will have our mandatory meeting on Thursday, May 19th at 6:30 in the cafeteria. This will be when we answer any questions, any additional questions you may have about this video or the fitting, but we will also kind of dive into our booster team and what all our booster team does. Our booster team is integral to these two teams. Without our parents and our boosters, we do not and are not able to function and perform at the level that we do. We are super proud to be national championship teams. We expect greatness from both groups, the StarDancers and the Highsteppers. that costs money. And we know as parents, this technique classes and the summer camp, in addition to your practice wear, is a big chunk of change. And we really don't like to nickel and dime you past that. We like to be upfront with what our costs are and keep it as close to that as possible. In order to do that, we have to work together as a team to raise the funds for competition fees, costuming, meals, props, anything else that we potentially could need throughout the year. And we do that mainly through our first fundraiser of the year, which is our sponsorship drive. It is 100% profit. It's corporate sponsors. We have it down to a fine art. We have amazing parents that have worked super hard to organize this for our group, and we have it to where it's super easy for you as dancers and families to really secure a lot of funds. We have some personal incentives latched into this program that we'll talk about Thursday, to where you can help offset some of your individual costs for practice wear or things of that nature if you go above and beyond on the sponsorship drive. So it's essential that we're all there so we can walk you through the process and get that started. We will also be taking on Thursday, we will also be taking names of dancers that are Highstepper dancers that are interested in potentially being part of our elite team, so that we can start the process of getting that team selected as well. Again, we're super excited to have you. We're going to have an amazing year together. We are here to help. There is no question too small. There is no question too insignificant. Email us, contact us. More questions, the better. It's not a great experience if you are confused about things or concerned about something and you don't reach out and let us help you with those things. Yep. Super excited to have you. We'll see you Thursday.